Plus, an Arizona immigration bill sparks a national debate. This one is heating up, folks. Latino leaders are taking this battle straight to the White House, and they want answers from the president. What one Democratic lawmaker is pressuring him to do if he wants the important voting bloc to show up for Democrats on Election Day.
Yes, there is fear. Yes, there is anger. But there is also courage. Courage to resist, courage to fight back.
Are you being audited?
Well, this is a hot one. The battle for immigration reform is reaching a fever pitch right now in Arizona. Protesters are pouring into the state's capital, in some cases chaining themselves to the building, as you see here. They are calling for a new immigration bill. They are calling, I should say, a new immigration bill that has been approved by the state Senate unconstitutional. This bill would make it a state crime to be in the country illegally. And the pressure is mounting now on Governor Jan Brewer. She has been on this show. She has been very outspoken about the huge violence problem on her border. She has until Saturday to either sign this bill or veto it. Emotions are running very high surrounding this issue in this country. And now several Latino leaders, like Illinois Democrat Congressman Luis Gutierrez, are fired up. Gutierrez wrote a very lengthy op-ed, and in it, he said that this bill makes it open season on Latinos. He is calling on President Obama to make it very clear that federal policy will overrule all state laws, just in case this law is passed. He wants that kind of protection. Or else, he says, Hispanic voters will, quote, stay home on Election Day. Let's talk about this. Mark Levine joins me, and David Webb, both radio talk show hosts. Gentlemen, welcome. Mark, you know, I take it that you agree that this is that this law is frightening to you.
It is frightening. You know, David and I both know dozens of people who've been stopped for driving while black or driving while Latino. That's not a crime right now, but this law, if it were constitutional, and it's not, but if it were constitutional, it would make that a crime. Imagine having a Spanish surname, being a third-generation American citizen, or maybe a naturalized immigrant who's got an accent. They could be stopped on the street. Try leaving your house without your wallet for a walk around the block, and looking Latino, you could be stopped by the police. It's a very scary law.
David, is he right?
No, he's not. And actually, what he hasn't done is read the legislation by his previous statement. The legislation states that an official or agency in a lawful, already official interaction with someone can make a judgment and ask that question. So you can't just be stopped for driving or walking while Latino. And by the way, this is not just about Latinos. This law doesn't say for Latinos only. It says for illegal aliens.
So, you know, I guess, you know, Mark, it raises the question. How do you, it's already illegal for people to be illegally in this country. I mean,
right.
Shouldn't we just implement the laws that are on the books, perhaps, and stick to them and actually enforce them?
I have no problem with that, but I do have a problem with having a reasonable suspicion someone's an illegal immigrant. What's the reasonable suspicion? I don't know, other than skin color, what you can do. There's a reason why the police are strongly against this bill in Arizona. They know it'll make it a lot harder to prosecute crimes. Let's say you've got someone who kills or rapes a family member, and there's a witness who's an illegal immigrant. You think that illegal immigrant will come forward and help you solve the crime? Not a chance. It also will lead to an incredible number of frivolous lawsuits. I thought Republicans were for tort reform. This will allow any citizen to sue any state official if they don't like the way they're prosecuting immigration law. It's a bad bill. It's clearly unconstitutional. Only Congress has this kind of federal power, and you know it won't go into effect. It raises
an interesting point, David, because you know we have a lot of laws on the books. The problem is a lot of them are not enforced, and we have seen that happening in spades in the Southwest in this country with regard to immigration. Is there, you know, can we implement the laws that are on the books? Can we make sure that they're enforced and perhaps not write a new law?
Well, for decades, the federal government has not done anything about immigration laws effectively. We have not enforced a lot of them. What the Arizona statute states is that within the confines of federal law, we are going to act. Employers have to work with Arizona Workers Act when it comes to employment of illegals, and they're not asking officials or agency officials to go outside of federal law, but to work within those guidelines.
I mean, is it not the case that you would have to establish that you had, almost like getting a search warrant, that you had some reason to speak to this person, that some kind of behavior that they, that they exhibited made you suspicious, and then you have every right to ask for their documentation?
Well,
it could be behavior, it could be an accent, it could be a Spanish surname. One thing I do know, the Constitution right here says there has to be a uniform act of naturalization. That's Article 1, Section 8. What that means is that Congress has to set uniform standards across the states. Arizona has no right to go it alone.
Mark, let me ask you this. What do you suggest? What would be the best thing to do to get illegals out of Arizona? Let's start there. What's the best way?
All right, let's start punishing employers, sanction employers. They come because of the demand for work. Let's make sure that employers pay hefty fines, maybe even go to jail for knowingly hiring illegal immigrants. Then they won't come across the border.
All right, David, final thought?
Well, a final thought on that is Secretary Napolitano actually suspended those raids on employers. So the states on the border have a huge problem on their hands. They have to do something. Their issues are on the ground in the states. Federal government's not doing it. And frankly, they're afraid that the federal government will either implement amnesty or do nothing. Both are unsustainable facts.
All right. It's a big problem, and we got to deal with it. We're going to see what Jan Brewer does, the governor of Arizona, whether or not she signs this into law. And it is a very emotional issue, as we showed you in those pictures on the border. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Mark Levine, David Webb.
Thank you.
Always good to see you. We're going to have more on this with William Lajeunesse. He'll be reporting on the ground in Arizona to show us how all this is playing out there. Greg.